When I woke up, I had no idea where I was, but then it hit me. I was in the same place. I had no idea what to do or where to go. But then I screamed for my friends. I realized something that was really bad. One of my arms was broken. I couldn't feel it. It hurt so bad. My friend Jacob came to the rescue and brought me back to the security office. And as Andrew was looking for, Devin, he couldn't find him. All of a sudden, I hear, "Hey guys, come check this out." I had to stay 'cause my arm. Jacob went to go see what it was. I was just sitting there, minding my own business. I couldn't do anything. And then all of a sudden, I looked to the right side of the room. Through the glass, I saw two beady eyes. I couldn't tell what it was, but it was something. I couldn't do anything about it. So basically, I just sat there and stared at it. And then one of my friends came back with Devin. I looked back at the figure and it was gone. I was terrified. Devin saw me and he said, "Are you okay?" And he gave me a big hug. I couldn't hug him back because of my arm. So then, something really, really strange happened. For some reason, all the power went out. We had no idea what was going on. And then I thought to myself, why was the power on in the first place? And Andrew said, "Oh, when you guys were exploring, I went back and I turned on the power." I said, "Oh," for a minute there I thought we were walking in a haunted house. Devin looked at me and said, "We are in a haunted house." And I just replied with, "Well, we're screwed then." So Jacob and Andrew and me and Devin had to stay in the office. We saw the two buttons. There's a light and a door, so we tried both of them on the right side. Turns out it worked pretty well. One door had, the door button had, when I pushed it, it was a big door that just came down. It was pretty weird. When I pushed the light, I expected a light to show up, and surprisingly, it did happen. There's only one problem with the left side. Sometimes the door won't go up, so it might drain the battery. And how I knew the battery was on the power was that I checked the manual of working the doors and the lights. And it turns out the battery runs on something connected up to the generator. And I just look at Devin and I'm like, really? The building just runs on AA batteries? Wow. We both started laughing. Then we heard a thump and we stopped. We closed both the doors immediately. But then I said, what if it's Jacob and Devin? Not Jacob and Devin. What if it's Jacob and Andrew? And Devin said, "Yeah, but what if it's not?" So we turned on the lights. We tried to turn on the left door light as much as possible. And then when it finally came on, bam! A fist came right through the window of the door of the window of the window. We were both shocked. We couldn't do anything about it. And then all of a sudden, it keeps banging on the door. So we used the right side to escape, but then another figure was on that side, right as we were about to escape. So we shut the door, and then, surprisingly, there was no other figure on either left or right side. So me and Devin decided to go get Jacob and Andrew and get the hell out. But when we checked, we couldn't find them. We went to go hide in the backstage, so we did, and we couldn't find them. All of a sudden, I was just leaning on the wall with my broken arm that we were trying to get fixed, but we didn't know how. All of a sudden, this hidden door just fell right in front of me, and I tripped backwards. I fell down the stairs, and then I fell unconscious. The stairs broke. When I woke up, Devin was just gone. He wasn't near anyone. I couldn't hear him. I yelled for him, but it wouldn't work. Then I realized my arm was normal. It wasn't broken anymore. I thought it was just because of the fall, but I just got confused. I started breathing heavily. Then I noticed there was a battery right next to a flashlight. So I picked up the flashlight. I put the batteries in the flashlight, then I used it. It worked like magic. I was walking around the place, and then all of a sudden, I bumped into what appears to be some type of endoskeleton. I didn't know what was going on. I was just terrified for my life. And then, all of a sudden, a big thump came behind me. I was a pretty good climber back then, and I still was now. I turned behind me, and it was just this big face with ears on the top. Really big pointy ears like a bunny. It tried to grab me, but I got out while I still can. Then, when I got out of that room, and I looked up to where I fell, and the whole stairs were gone. And then I remembered, oh crap, I just fell down the stairs and all the stairs are broken. But there were some parts where I could climb, so, being my athletic self, I managed to get out. Once I got out, I went back to the main office. But then I realized, wait, where are the others? So then, I realized right behind the chair I was sitting in was an air vent. It was slightly opened. So I went to go open it, and as I was crawling through the air vents, I felt something. It was an air duct below me, but then I heard two thumps coming left and right from both the air ducts, so I had to do the only thing what I could do. I bust through the door, not the, the air vent below me. I fell, and I fell, and I fell. It was a pretty big drop. But I landed on something soft, and it turns out it was a bunch of garbage. I got confused at first. So then I kept moving, and I kept moving. There's some parts where I had to climb up and jump off, but yeah. And then I realized, wait a minute, where am I? Turns out I was in a basement of some type. There was another air dock where I went down, but it turns out it was really slidey because when I went down there, I slid. And I slid until the air vent went all the way down. So when I was falling back down into the air vent, I managed to not break my legs. Good thing for that. And then there's the open air vent in front of me showed a whole bunch of stuff I wasn't ready for. So as I was getting ready to crawl out, all of a sudden, a big foot steps by and then looks down and grabs me. I try to get free, but it was already too late. I was breathing heavily. And then I kept saying, "What do you want from me? Where are my friends?" The big thing kept looking at me right as I said that, then threw me in some type of room. There's all these animatronic parts that I haven't seen before. Almost seemed like I was in a bunker. So then, when I was trying to get out of this room, I heard an announcement going on saying, "The scooper is ready to scoop anything what's in the room. Please get out while you still can." I did the only thing what I could. I grabbed one of the robot parts and smashed through one of the windows. I jumped out right as it tried to hit me. And then I ran back to the elevator, which surprisingly I thought there wasn't. But turns out the air vent I was scooped out of was actually right next to it. So then I kept rapidly turning it on. And surprisingly, it let me in. But not for long. Right as I was halfway up through the elevator, getting mixed up in my words. Right as I was getting through up the elevator, it suddenly stopped. And then I did the only thing what I could do, escape. So I went on the top of the roof of the elevator, and there's this big bulky ladder that looks pretty rusty. So I jumped onto it and I started climbing up. Right as I started doing that, the whole thing below me just started falling. And then I kept thinking, what if Jacob and Devin and Andrew were down there? I was scared. I couldn't do nothing. So the only thing I could do was just keep going up. So and then, right as I got up, I was running back into the office again, which, yes, it was in the left and right hallways. And then all of a sudden, right as I was about to enter the room, something grabs me on the back. I freaking sucker punched it, and it turns out it was Devin. And he goes, "Oh, what the hell did you do that for?" I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry, I didn't know where you guys were at. You just ditched me." And he goes, "Yeah, because I was trying to find help." And I go, "Well, now I guess we're even." And he goes, "What is that supposed to mean?" And I mean, "You ditched me, I got payback." And he goes, "Alright, I guess that really..." Never mind. And then we both went to the security office, and it was not a good sight. There was blood everywhere. And one of my friends' watch, I checked who it was. It was Jacob. I got nervous. And then something touched me on the back again. And I go, "I swear to God, Devin, if you're trying to scare me again, I will sucker punch you again." And then I turned around and it wasn't him. And then this time I got sucker punched right in the face. I fell flat on the ground. Couldn't feel anything for some reason. Then when my body wasn't that scared anymore, I guess. Well, I guess that's why I called it. God, I'm getting so mixed up in my words. I decided to fight back. There was a really heavy pipe right next to me, so I picked it up and I swung at whatever was touching me, and another one was holding my friend captive. So then, once I had enough hits on the one that was trying to get me, it was time to get the other one. So as I was doing, I kept swinging at it. As I was getting ready for the fifth swing, all of a sudden it grabs my pipe and chokes me and throws me through the window. And then all of a sudden I heard choking. It was choking my friend. I had no idea if this was actually real. Good thing there was a crowbar, and I keep saying to myself in my head, "Is this even happening? Is this even happening? I found a heavy pipe, now there's a crowbar. Does this keep happening, or is this even real?" So then I grabbed the crowbar, and I hit it on the back